Welcome, besties. I hope you're having a wonderful day. So, as I've been covering the antis or CDG girlies, every time I cover it, I'm like, this can get much worse. What else can they do? Because let's be honest, the bar is already pretty high. The bar is in the sky already. Yet somehow, every time they manage to get worse, they up themselves in how unhinged and crazy they behave. So they raised the bar. They raised the bar. And what did they do, you might ask? Oh my God, they impersonated a company to report videos that were either positive or just neutrally clearing out Velko's name. Which I don't know if you know anything about anything. I don't really know anything about anything. But I do know that shit illegal. That's illegal. Crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. Absolutely unhinged. We're gonna go over the post that I originally found the whole situation from. I'll show you right now. There was a link in one of them. I don't know if I have that one saved with the link, but there was a link straight to the Weibo or Xiangshu page, and there was I don't have an account, so thankfully that one showed up of the person that got that letter from. It's absolutely ridiculous. It's crazy. They somehow managed to reach new highs, which is technically new lows, because this is absolutely ridiculous, and I don't know what to say. We're also going to talk about the Genshin stuff that happened with the CEO giving a hint about Velko. We have some posts about that, and we are gonna talk about, and I'm gonna show you everything finance related and how bad everything dropped, because now we have a full month behind us. I can't believe it's been a month. It's crazy. But yeah, let's get into all of the juice. So this is how I found out about the whole thing. Guys, what the F is wrong with these people? My Chinese sister sent me this news. And then there are screenshots. So this is the letter they received. This was a situation before You Can Spread. Is that they're doing creatives who made bad content about Velko getting reported? I saw that on X. So this is what the post maker asked, for a clarification. And then basically they're saying, no, CDG impersonated Pap Games to file a complaint on Douyin against a blogger who posted a clarification video about Velko. When did this happen? Now. Several fact-checking bloggers have already been successfully reported. It's illegal. These people are rampant. Impersonating a company is next level psychotic. This is just beyond illegal. And this is all over a game, all over a character they don't want to have in the game, that they could simply just ignore and coexist with. And the whole argument, which again, I understand not having enough story, not having enough content for your previous, for the previous love interest. I get that. I do. But do you think this whole month, and Raphael getting delayed, like the myth getting delayed and everything else, there's no story, no content, no anything. This just proves you that by removing him, it just created a bigger problem, and now we have absolutely nothing. Not even a story, not even anything. Everything we could have gotten just got thrown in the trash. We have nothing. All the existing things that were supposed to already happen with, unrelated to Velko, also getting delayed. I doubt we're gonna get anything, really. Everything else is gonna keep getting delayed. And this is just proves to you that the most logical thing, even if even if a character that's added that you don't like, just ignore it, don't interact with it. If it's, part of the story, you can just, skip, click, just spam click, just skip him as fast as you can. There's so many other things to do that are rational and, are absolutely normal to do. But now you're just taking it to a whole different level. This isn't, every time they're upping their own game, which is impressive, not in a good way, but it is quite impressive. CTG impersonated Infold office, fabricated false and negative statements about Velko, and reported Velko's positive post on the grounds of infringing the company's rights. The behavior is utterly shameless and has crossed the legal red line. The only good news is the CTG complaint wording was so ridiculous that Velko fans saw through it at a glance. Now they have been frightened that they withdraw the complaint. Okay, so that is also really good to hear. I mean, you would think they would at least, if they're already going this far, they would at least try to word it professionally or something. But I am really happy for the girls who got maybe some boys as well. The people who got the complaint. I'm very happy for the people who got the complaint, who could see through that is absolutely BS. And because, getting something like this is absolutely horrifying. Like, this is the panic attack inducing level stuff. So I am glad they were able to catch on that this is completely fabricated. CTG deliberately organized mass reports at midnight because the first wave of reports is usually handled by AI, making it easy, whereas appeals require manual reviews and are very slow. What we should do: stay vigilant during night. Watch out for CTG's coordinated mass reporting. Preserve evidence, report back to the platform and Infold customer service, and ensure the CTG illegal actions are severely punished. Also, fun fact, I've seen a lot of the CTG name circulating, and I knew it was about the antis, but I didn't really know what it stood for. I never seen anybody explain what it stood for. So I was looking around on Reddit, and finally there was an angel who asked what the f it stood for. And it stands for Cow Dung Girls. I'm happy I got my answer on that one. Now I feel more involved. CTG are losing it. Infold filed copyright claims for neg videos about lads. In one of them mentions Velko under the game's LI. Now CTG are losing it. Filing CR claims, saying Velko crossed red line, was removed. Kids, this is illegal. You can't act like your paper games. Like, how, bro, what is wrong with you? This is so unhinged. What are you doing? Like, I can't wait for them to face consequences for their actions. Kiddos, you cannot impersonate a company. You will face legal consequences. I hope these people who received this report screenshot it and email contact Paper Game customer service. This is insane. Like, genuinely, they need to get punished by the law. The funny part about these CTG is they have no brain. Crossing red line in the game would have shut down back then, and everything before being released already went through review. Stop making stuff up if you have no idea about laws and regulations. It's disgusting. Paper Games has started reporting malicious fan edits of the game's content, including some made about Velko. This is extremely good news because only copyright holders can take this type of direct actions. They're clearing Velko's name themselves. So this is really good news, actually. If paper games themselves are clearing, or, trying to clear Velko's name, or, at least removing negative things that are not true, in a way, then that is good news. Paper Games has started complaining about malicious secondary creation, and they even mentioned Aoyin. These are two I saw today. Probably some people who got complained won't post them. If you see others in the comment section, feel free to share. Just as my legal friend said, this requires a company to file a lawsuit themselves. Everyone rest assured, only the copyright holder can do this. Players cannot. It must be handled by, the company. Yeah, so whatever they're doing is only for the copyright holder. So it's not random. It's not like impersonators or random people that are whoever, whatever. This type of what they're doing is only can be done by the company itself or the copyright holder. So now we have something quite interesting that I didn't really look into too much. Genshin had their live stream the other day, and apparently they said a CEO made a nod to the Valko boycott or for something global. I didn't really see much into it. I didn't look into it. I figured I'd do it on video. Did Genshin Impact make a nod to the global Valko boycott? I just finished watching the new version stream for Genshin Impact, nothing that really stood out from previous similar streams. Developers talking about the region's lore and new features, except for one thing. At the end of the stream, for the very first time, the developers invited someone responsible for, and I quote, the global release of game updates. And what do you think? The very first thing this person said was how important global players are to the game. After that, for a few more minutes, both Hoyoverse representatives expressed gratitude to players both in China and overseas with phrases like, "We promise to make regular updates so the surprises don't end. Every team member is important both in China and overseas." Repeated 3 times. "We will reward your love. Love. In Deepspace." I watched every Genshin stream. It's the very first time they mentioned that. I'm probably seeing connections where there are none, but given the attitude of certain CEOs, I would say this is a small nod to our boycott, and a direct demonstration of how confident Hoyoverse is. Fortune favors their audacity. Otherwise, why is Genshin's market capitalization many times larger than Love and Deepspace? Maybe you, Infold Games, should take an example from a successful business too. Genshin doesn't care about dates or anything. They trust their artistic vision. Both CEOs on picture below. Now we have been given more context as to why they did this. I guarantee you it's directly related to this. Shanghai just launched China's first public service platform to help game companies expand overseas, naming the US as a top market. The article also emphasizes that overseas revenue from domestically developed Chinese games rose 30.22% year over year, with the United States, Japan, and South Korea remaining the 3 largest target markets. Shanghai itself is investing RMB 50 million annually into areas including original game development, technology, industry growth, and companies going global. This does not directly mention PPG, but the message is pretty clear. Shanghai is actively treating overseas players, overseas revenue, legal compliance, and long-term access to foreign markets as strategically important, not as an afterthought. For a major Shanghai-based game company, damaging trust with a large overseas player base is not happening in a vacuum. It runs directly against the economic and industry direction Shanghai is currently promoting. Interesting development indeed. So while, yes, this is not officially related or doesn't mention paper games, this is already pretty good because this shows you that they really care about the overseas player base because they recognize how much the global contributes to the success of the game and to the revenue. They're not brushing us off. They realize, and I think especially it comes at a very good time because the globals, and of course, a big part is also like the Chinese sisters. But we've seen what we can do as a community when we stop spending. So they see what happens when you mistreat and absolutely ignore your global player base and just don't care and don't listen. And of course, the majority of the normal Chinese players as well, because the CDG girls are just a small portion, very loud portion, but very small. This is good. It's technically not officially related, but it is very, very related. It's all intertwined. Everything makes sense. It all works like together, even if it's not officially mentioned, like specifically who, what, where. So this is really good. This is really good news. And the whole Genshin stuff of like them talking about how important global is. This is a very big middle finger to Infold. And this is good. This is really, really good. And I think this is also just a good for the future, for any existing games, any upcoming games. They need to see that the global audience matters too, and matters big time. So now we're gonna switch back a little bit. They need to stay away from this game, any kind that lead them to act this absurd without parent controls. These kids will easily influenced and swayed by negativity, thus exhibited obnoxious behaviors. Let's see what happened. This genuinely is so terrifying and creepy. Like, she's 15 years old, minor, and she actually brought an axe to a public convention just to wreck and smash exhibition boards. People like this are genuinely dangerous. It typed out apology note doesn't make the threat any less scary. What the? I sincerely apologize for damaging the 11 Deepspace exhibit board at the convention. I know my behavior was excessive. The incident was my fault. It caused very negative impact. I should have damaged the exhibition board in such a public place. I shouldn't, I'm assuming. With a dangerous tool based on a few AI generated couple pictures and the encouragement of others. My actions caused panic at the... I did not insult any during the incident. What is happening? What is... But I feel like the second they started using it to destroy exhibitions, I feel like I would assume there's at least some sort of base level security, even in like safe places. Usually when there's a big gathering, there should be like some sort of security. I would hope so. Oh my god. Oh my, nah. Okay, apparently this, okay, I just clicked the link. This is not a real axe, it is a prop, but their actions are violent. It gives me shiver just imagining what she was thinking while doing it. And if it had been an actual weapon. Okay, so it's a guy, and yeah, it's clearly a prop, but still. What is this? No, absolutely not. This is the top 10 July 2026 Gacha revenue teasers. Not even top 10. They're not in the top 10. How much lads made? Roughly 10 million. And top 10 is 16 million. The 10th place. I mean... Finance reports are in slight bump we saw on Kiami is dropping again. Global continues to drop. The 29th is now the lowest estimated revenue day in LAT's history. The Boitka continues to put pressure on Infold. These lows cannot be ignored. Look at this. Look at this beautiful graph. Down, down, down we go. Good, keep dropping. Love and Deepspace lost over 75% of its revenue this month, dropping from approximately 40 million to around 10 million. Clock it! Yeah. All you needed to do was give us our Wolfie back. That's all you needed to do. Got your revenue. Yep. Love and Deepspace is number 16. Dropped 15 places. From 38 million to 10 million. Legendary. Legendary. Look at this. Look at this. It really does seem to me like all the groundwork is being laid for them to reintroduce Valko at this point. Look at some of the government-associated news we've received this month. Shanghai has already invested tens of millions of dollars into growing international markets and are making it one of their key focuses of economic expansion. PPG is in Shanghai, so their relationship is very strong. Shanghai publicly stated that PPG couldn't be sued for false advertising because they released a sixth love interest. LAD's confirmed to be a key culture export project supported by the Ministry of Culture and Tourism for its ability to help spread Chinese culture, soft power, internationally. Official news broadcast saying minors should be monitored more closely to prevent them gaining access to adult content that's not made for them. After the broadcast screenshots circulated online from players being asked to update their age verification in order to log in. The big site for purchasing accounts is also now requesting private age verification to sell ads accounts. Official reports that came out a few weeks ago highlighted the importance of listening to international players so as to not sabotage China's future investments into global markets. The report also addresses the use of water armies to artificially sway public opinion. Cyberbullying laws will be going into effect in the next few months to prevent more of this kind of bullying and harassment CDG has been engaging in. Overall, PPG may not care about global, but the Chinese gov certainly does, which means PPG has to care now, whether they want to or not. Plus, now that July is over in China and Ref Smith hasn't been revealed, the statement to player about Velko's cancellation doesn't hold any weight anymore. So if both statements and the previous one reassuring players Velko wouldn't be cancelled are both void, then Pepper Games can now make a decision going either way with equal precedent, which is actually perfect for this post. Raphael's new Solar Slot Memories and Companion will be revealed in July, not fulfilled. We will continue to devote all our care and effort in bringing you richer stories and game experiences, not fulfilled. Going forward, we'll work hard to listen more carefully and do our utmost honor to honor the trust you have placed in us, not fulfilled. We will stay focused on delivering the experience you deserve, one filled with love, where every moment in Lincoln City can once again become a joyful treasure memory, not fulfilled. We hope to repay that love with even more and even better content in the days to come, not fulfilled. The statement is originally invalid now. Delete this embarrassing mess. By the way, that post they made got community noted. Also, apparently, I think it was in the App Store, they had like a little thing for the update where they potentially, allegedly revealed the Raphael myth name. I'm not gonna put it in, obviously. I don't want to like get any heat for that or copyright from them, and I don't want to like mess with those things anyways. It's not my place to share. Regardless if it was a mistake or not. You can find it on Twitter if you're really curious, but that was just something I thought was quite amusing. Yeah, quite crazy stuff. I'm genuinely, I cannot believe all this. I don't know how they keep doing this. And the government needs to do something to let them stop getting away with this, because this is just illegal territory. They're doing things that should not be allowed whatsoever. And I genuinely hope they get punished by the law, because they've already been getting away with way too much. They should have been punished by the law when they first started sending the cow dung and all the other stuff. Because this is insanity, and they are not getting punished, then they keep doing and upping their game, which is absolutely insanity. But yeah, let me know your thoughts down below. What do you think about everything we talked about today? Like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed. If you want to join my membership, feel free. That would help support the channel. I appreciate y'all so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. And thank you so much for being here.